The following is a presentation by MegaWorld International on the subject of why invest in the Philippines. People with discretionary funds or disposable income could either go shopping, gambling, saving, or investing. When investing, primary considerations include investments with low chances of failures, firm and established security, and high returns on investment. While there are a lot of investment types, duration, and location, this presentation will focus solely on real estate investment opportunities in the Philippines. But first and foremost, why the Philippines? Because it is the rising tiger in Asia and no longer its sick man.
I think the word says it, you're investment grade. It's a signal to the rest of the world and to the local people that, capital should now flow to the Philippines. I work for the World Bank. This is my 12th country, and I've never seen a situation like this where so many things all point in the same direction. It's not just the macro situation itself, where the Philippines finds itself in that region with a very stable macro economic outlook, and with a government who realizes this full well and is undertaking a whole range of reforms that have been very difficult to do in the past, and the rest of the world has realized it. So that's why our own director, Muto Kunishi, in a speech he made earlier this year, said, the Philippines is no longer the sick man of East Asia, it's the rising tiger. And we in the World Bank believe that.
MegaWorld identifies 5 good reasons why you should invest in the Philippines. The first one being the stellar GDP performance of the country in the last few years.
The Asia trading day ahead this Thursday is yet again dominated by earnings, with several key corporates worth watching. To Malaysia first. Finally, in the economic spotlight, the Philippines is due to report its first quarter GDP growth. The consensus forecast is 6.4%, which would mark the 9th consecutive quarter it's come in above the 6% mark. Strong private consumption and post-typhoon reconstruction efforts will likely continue to set the Philippines apart from its peers, with the fastest growth in the region.
The second good reason for investing in the Philippines is the investment grade rating given to the country in 2013 by 4 of the largest credit rating agencies in the world.
Following the rating upgrade of the government of the Philippines, debt ratings to Baa3 from Ba1, Moody's Investors Service has upgraded the deposit ratings of 4 Philippine banks to investment grade. The banks whose deposit ratings are affected are BDO Unibank Incorporated, Bank of the Philippine Islands, Land Bank of the Philippines, and Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company. The rating action concludes the review for upgrade announced on July 25th.
Well, we just looked at the credit profile as a whole. There was no one immediate trigger that made us upgrade the country. But over the last 5 to 10 years, you can see quite a stark change in the public finances, in the external finances as well. So from a liquidity and a solvency perspective, the buildup of FX reserves over the last 5 to 10 years has been quite stark.
Okay.
Well, some good news. The Philippines has gotten its second investment grade rating today, this one from Standard & Poor's, and this comes just a little over a month after Fitch did the same. S&P says it raised the Philippine rating to BBB- because of the country's stronger balance of payments position, reduced reliance on foreign debt, and slowing inflation.
The Philippines gets a third investment grade rating. This time, the positive rating comes from the Japan Credit Rating Agency, JCR Limited. JCR said it based its move on the Philippines' rising gross international reserves, a relatively stable political environment, and robust economic growth. The JCR upgrade comes from the heel of the Philippines' investment grade ratings from Standard & Poor's Fitch Ratings.
This chart shows the rise of the country's international credit rating as a result of higher investor confidence on the good governance by the Aquino administration. The third good reason for investing in the Philippines is the robust growth of the country's stock market in the last few years.
And international investors are piling into the country's stocks, really in an endorsement of President Benigno Aquino's economic policies, making this bull rally even stronger. And in fact, the strongest since Bloomberg really began compiling Philippine index data back in 1987. So far, foreign investors have purchased a net $819 million of these shares in Asia's 12th biggest stock market this year. We're talking 120% more during that same period compared to what you saw in 2011. And that has propped the Philippine Stock Exchange Index up almost, take a look, 15% now, bringing gains since October 2008 to some 285%. That's at least 124 percentage points more than every other bull market in emerging as well as developed nations. The index, well, it turned into Asia's most expensive from the second cheapest some 4 years ago, as rallies in Ayala Land and BPI, which is Bank of the Philippine Islands, really lifted the gauge to 19 times estimated profits. Aquino's efforts to really boost spending on government projects and to really tackle corruption, well, they're convincing investors, foreign investors I'll mention, to really look past the nation's speculative grade credit rating and to focus on really the third fastest growing country in Asia. This is after China and, of course, after Thailand as well.
The fourth good reason for investing in the Philippines is its people power that strongly supports the economy. In 2013, the overseas Filipino workers, together with business process outsourcing call center agents, contributed close to $40 billion, which is equivalent to 15% of the country's GDP.
Malacanang says the high cash remittances from overseas Filipino workers as of October is good news not only for the OFWs and their families, but for the Philippine economy as well. Communications Secretary Sonny Coloma said the palace hopes such high levels of remittances can be maintained. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas earlier reported that cash remittances from OFWs so far this year totaled $18.54 billion.
Often ignored as an economic laggard, the Philippines has beaten India to win the top spot for offshore call center outsourcing. Lisa Thomas at Reuters has that report.
It's great dynamics. This is Donna.
Welcome to the new call center capital of the world, Manila, Philippines. Just a few of the hundreds of thousands of call center workers that have put the country, a former U.S. colony, at the top.
Yes, that's good.
And consultants say the number of call operators in the country may double in the next 5 years.
It's 11 p.m. here in Manila, and things are just getting underway at this call center where they're serving North America clients.
Manila has become such a popular outsourcing destination that companies from around the world are setting up operations. The result? Metro Manila is booming. Construction and rents are up. Consumption is up and growing. Next time you're on to customer service, keep in mind the other end of the line is probably on Manila time.
Not only are the Filipino business people and workers highly educated, skillful, and industrious, but also very proficient in business English. In the last few years, the country has been rated #1 in business English proficiency, even besting the United States, which placed 24th out of 77 countries rated.
There are many other reasons why the Philippines should attract more investments. One of them is its globally in-demand labor force.
One of the reasons were the Filipino values and the workforce that we looked at, as well as the economic PESA zone. We also looked at their education level, and 57% of our employees are engineer degreed here. And another is 18% is in arts and sciences and other disciplines. The bonus of it is that the workforce that we brought in has a lot of training in lean methodologies, which is very important to us.
We decided the Philippines, but before that we researched Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, or other countries. But however, the Philippines was the best place to be investment for our shipbuilding business. In Philippines, there are many skilled workers, educated and motivated. Secondly, accessibility. The Philippines is the center of Southeast Asian countries. Then lastly, the reliable partner and also the friendly local government unit, which is Balambang municipality. Philippines, a land that no shipbuilding history have given a real presence to the face made in Philippines. The quality of Balambang made ships is the same as the doors made in Japan.
The establishment date of this company is March 2012. The only 3 or 4 months we can establish our company. Very easy and very convenient for us. So in other countries, that we cannot establish our company within 3 months. The attitude of Philippines is very cheerful. Every day that I come to work, it's very happy. Filipino, they get the good education. They have some of the knowledge of engineering. That one is another reason.
The fifth good reason for investing in the Philippines is the high rental yields due to the influx of more foreign investments and improved country infrastructure. The Philippines has the highest gross rental yields in Asia, which helps raise real estate values that in turn is very good news for investors.
Welcome back to Correspondent's Diary. Metro Manila is experiencing a property boom, the best in 2 decades, and observers are saying that this is where you should be parking your investments.
From office buildings to housing projects, to hotels and new shopping districts, the Philippines is experiencing a property boom like no other. And it's all being fueled by confidence in the Philippine economy, which grew at a notable 7.1% in 2012. With the Philippine economy growing at an impressive pace, experts say that there will be no slowdown in the demand for real property market as the country rides on strong macroeconomic fundamentals and investor confidence.
We're seeing a very strong government. I think the Aquino administration is doing a very admirable job, and I think they've got strong leadership and a strong cabinet, and I think that's being reflected in the confidence of foreign investors. I think a lot of countries around the world now you see getting investment downgrades. The Philippines, you're seeing investment upgrades, so that's very positive. The Philippines has become this overnight success that took 20 years.
Property developers are now enjoying brisk sales with vacancy rates falling to its lowest on record. In some cases, pre-leasing for office spaces are committed for the next 2 years. The challenge now, experts say, is how to cope with the unprecedented success. The government has allotted a record budget of over $9 billion this year to upgrade the country's roads, ports, bridges, and airports. Industry experts believe the aggressive infrastructure spending will further real estate growth in the country. Christinong, Channel News Asia, Manila.
Since MegaWorld has opened the market to investors in Asia, Europe, and North America, both international and local demand for real estate opportunities have been very strong, leading to inventories that are really getting thin. So please contact your MegaWorld International representative now. Thank you for watching this presentation.